for Chapter 7. There are going to be some problems that I will be giving you that I need you to complete without a calculator. I'm going to do those first. Okay? So the questions on your actual test will be a little bit out of order, but we'll start with number 6. Okay, number 6, all you're doing is rewriting it as a log. So you don't need a calculator. So it's going to be log base A. The product is 231, and that is equal to 3. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and circle 6. I'm circling the ones that are without the calculator. And then,
I'm sorry.
yes. Okay? The next one is number 7. Because again, we are just rewriting this. We're not calculating anything. Circle 7. So it says to write it as an exponential equation. So my base is y. My exponent is 2x. And that is equal to 5.5. That's number 7. Number 8 says to do this without a calculator. So I'm circling that. So basically it is 10 to what power is equal to 0.0001. So in other words, what exponent do you need to make this? It is -4. Okay? Questions? Because this is the same as this. Because 10 to the -4th is this. So really, I'm just looking for this exponent. That's another way of looking at it since it's a power of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just count zeros. Yeah, either way. All right. Number 9 also says without a calculator. So remember the ln with the e, they cancel each other out, right? So what is this? I want to write it like this, ln e to the 2/3, because remember the denominator is your root, so it actually is just 2/3. Questions on that? Okay, I'm going to skip over to number 12. So circle number 12. This one, it says to simplify evaluated without a calculator. So in other words, we're going to expand this first. So I have log base 5, and I have 25. And since these are multiplied, it's plus log base 5 of x squared. So I just have something to do with this and something to do with that, and I'm done. So this is basically 5 to what power is 25? It's 2, right? And then this one, I want to put the 2 in front. Okay, and we're done. So the only thing we had to figure out is what this power is, and this power is always going to be something small like 2 or 3. No, we don't need to. Okay, and then the last one without a calculator is number 13. Circle 13. It says use the properties of logarithms to expand, okay, and simplify anything that can be evaluated without a calculator. So I'm going to expand this. It looks like I have the natural log. 3 is being multiplied by this plus the natural log of x to the 5th. And then it's going to be minus the natural log of y to the 7th. Y'all with me so far? And then the next thing I'm going to do is put the exponents in front, and we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and write it down here. The natural log of 3 plus 5 times the natural log of x minus 7 times the natural log of y. Okay? So these first 6 problems that you circled, I will be giving those to you in the very beginning for you to do without your calculator, and you will turn that in, and then I'll give you like 4 more problems to do for that day, because I'm going to split it up into 2 days. Okay? I don't want you to be rushed with the test, and I want you to possibly have time to do some of these other things I'm going to talk about in just a minute. No, because I want you to turn it in before you get your calculator. So that's why you're going to practice. I already have the review posted for you to practice. Okay? So then we're going to be doing that same day 1 through 5. Okay? So here it says solve the following elementary exponential equation. So I have 8 to the x. I'm going to move 64 over. The next thing is I need to write these with the same base. I can actually write 64 with a base of 8. What is that? Yeah, squared. So what is my answer? 2. Okay. The next one, I'm just going to rewrite with a base of 7 again. I have a base of 7 here. And I have a base of 7 here. Okay. What am I doing to 7 to get to 49? You square it, right? And then what are you doing to 7 to flip it? It's a negative. So negative 2 here. So now I do just 5x minus 6 is equal to negative 2. Two-step equation. Add 6. Divide by 5. Okay? All right, and now we're getting to the first equation that we really need a calculator for. And all you're going to do is plug this in. It's asking what does the model predict for the population in 9 years. Of course, it has a negative exponent, so it's declining. So P of 9, so whatever they tell you, 460,000 times E to the negative 0.015 times 9. And so you're writing this for me to show me what you put in the calculator. All you did, that was just a substitution step. So then you type that in. Everybody knows how to find E. Second ln will automatically give you the exponent. Can y'all see that? Okay. So I got 401,909. It's just going to round to 9 at the end. Okay. The next one, Ariana invests $5,800 in a new savings account, which earns 5.1 annual interest. It's compounded quarterly. Now, what is the value of the investment after 3 years? So this is the one thing you really need to remember is this formula.
You won't get it.
They only let us give you one formula, and that's the quadratic. Okay, remember it's R over N and N times T. So what I remember is that I'm going to start with what they gave me, $5,800. It's always 1 plus the interest rate in decimal form, 0.051 over, how often is it compounded? 4. Yes. And then it's going to be 4 times the number of years, which is 3. 4 times 3. Okay. So the 1 is for the original amount. This part right here is for the interest. And you add them together because it's compounding. All right. So I've got 5,800. 1 plus 0.051 divided by 4. So you don't really need to do any intermediate steps, but you could do 12. And I got 6,752 and 35 cents. And anytime it's money, they want 2 decimal places. So far, we still have pennies. Okay, questions? Okay, the next one is similar, except it has to do with compounding continuously. And we use our PERT formula. So A equals PERT. Oh. R and T are the exponents. So really, all you have to remember is PERT, my initial amount, times E. My interest rate is 3.3, so it's 0.033. And then times 3 years. Okay. So I got 5,630 and 74 cents. Okay. So that will be the end of the first half. And then the second day, we will do these problems, starting with 10. It says, solve the following logarithmic equation using your calculator if necessary, and then write as a fraction or round to 2 decimal places. This one actually ends up being a whole number. So 7 squared is equal to 2x minus 5. So all I did is rewrite it as an exponent. What's 7 squared? Okay. Now all I have is a 2-step equation. So I want to add 5 to 49 and then divide it by 2. What's 49 plus 5? Okay. And what's half of 54? Okay, so we're done. Well, from here to here, how did I know that I wanted to do this? I'm looking at this and I want to solve it. And so the way we've been solving is we've either been taking the log of the equation or raising e to that power. But since I have a base of 7, I'm just going to rewrite it as an exponent. Anytime I have an odd base that's not e or 10, I'm most likely going to just write it as an exponential equation. Oh, because of this 2. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, there were 2 2's in here. 2 for here and 2 for there. Are we good? All right. 11. So there's really no work to do on this one. Because remember, these kind of like cancel each other out. So x is just 13.1. Okay. And then we're going to skip over to 14. Now make sure you're doing the right thing. It's to get condense or solve or whatever it is. So we're just condensing it. We're not trying to solve it. It's just an expression, right? So we can do this in 2 steps. The first step is to write it as 1. Since I'm subtracting, I know there's going to be a fraction here. Okay, and this 4 goes to be this power here. This 5 goes to be this power. This 3 goes to be this power. So I'm going to have x is going to be 2 times 4, which is what? Y is going to be 3 times 4. Well, that's its exponent. And then I have 5 to this power here. So it's going to be, what's 1 to the 5th power? It's just 1, right? So I'm not going to write the 1. But this x is going to be to the 5th power, and I'm going to go ahead and write it on the bottom because it's on the bottom here. Are y'all okay with that? And now the third thing is, I've got to write 3y cubed, and since I'm subtracting, that goes on the bottom. Okay, my last step is to just clean this up. It looks like my bigger exponents are on top, so it'll just, the fraction goes away. So what's 8 minus 5? So x cubed. 12 minus 3. And we're done. Okay, number 15. It says use the properties to condense, so we're condensing again. So this plus means I'm multiplying, this minus means I'm dividing. And on this one, if I do it the same way I did before, the natural log is going to be 15 times x. And then underneath is going to be y to the 6th. Oh, and I forgot, 5 goes in front. Or 5 is my exponent. Now, if you want to break it up into other steps, you can, but this is the final answer. Okay, questions on 15? Okay, on 16 is another one where you just put it in the calculator. You either use your log base or use the change of base formula, which is the log of 8 over the log of 15. And then it ends up being 0.77 when you round it. What was that? Math up.
No reason why we keep just like writing log 8 over log 15.
I'm giving you a choice of which way you want to do it. You can either use the change base formula or you can use the log base in the calculator. So just, you don't have to write all this down, just write one of them down for me. Okay? There's really no work. It's just knowing how to use the buttons. Okay. Other questions on 16? Okay. On number 7, it says you want to solve this. Now, this looks like an exponential equation, right? So if they give us an exponential equation, a lot of times we want to transfer it to a logarithmic equation to solve it, and vice versa. So here, you can use natural log or you can use log. Which one do you want to use? Natural log, because it's fewer writings. Okay, so I'm going to take the natural log of both sides, right? Okay, so that means the exponent's going to come to the front. So I have 2x minus 3, natural log of 8 is equal to the natural log of 1583. I have to distribute this, so I'm going to have 2x natural log 8 minus 3 natural log 8 equals a natural log of 1583. Okay, I apologize. I did not leave enough room for your actual answer, so we're going to write this down. You have to add this, so I'm going to have the natural log of 1583. I'm going to add 3 natural log 8. Okay, and then I've got to divide by everything that's not x, which is 2 natural log 8. Now this is this answer. To find the approximation, you type it in the calculator, and I would use alpha y equals to get a nice little fraction. So use the natural log, 1583. Make sure you close those parentheses. Like that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I want to add 3 natural log 8. And on the denominator is going to be 2 times the natural log of 8. And you see you get 3.27. It says 2 decimal places. So we're looking for 2 answers. The exact answer, which is a lot of stuff, or the decimal approximation. Okay. Number 18. It's in exponential form. I see an e. So what should you think of to do? Natural log. But before I do that, I want to get rid of that 3 in front. Okay. Now I'm going to take the natural log of both sides. That leaves me with x minus 5 on the left and the natural log of 25 on the right. So this is all this is natural log of 25 plus 5. And then the exact one I got 8.22 when you round it. Okay. Questions? Last 2. Okay. Number 19 says to solve the following exponential equation and round it to 2 decimal places. One thing I want to do here is, in the beginning, if we can write these as the same base, that's what I want to do. So what is 8 as a power of 2? Is it 2 squared? It's 2 cubed, right? And then I have this 2x minus 3 out here. So this is 2 to the 5x minus 3 equals 2. And you have to multiply. So that's 6x minus 9. Now since my bases are the same, my exponents have to be the same. So 5x minus 3 has to equal 6x minus 9. So I'm going to subtract 5x on both sides and add 9 to both sides. So that's 1x is equal to what? Yeah. Okay, now number 20 is from 7.5. You want to be aware of your restrictions. X has to be what? Yeah, greater than 4. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is condense this. So log base 4 of x plus 2 over x minus 4 is equal to 2. Okay, I just condensed the left side. Now I want to rewrite it as an exponential. That means 4 squared is equal to that. Okay, well, what is 4 squared? 16. So I need to multiply 16 by x minus 4. Okay, 16. What's 4 times 16? Mm-hmm. Okay, it looks like I want to subtract x. So x's are on the left. I'm going to add 64. Okay, divide by 15. Okay. My last question is this number greater than 4? Yes. Okay. And I think what they did, even though it says round to 4 decimal places, the key says this, 4.4. So you have to make sure you look at the restrictions, because on 7.5 homework, there's at least 1 or 2 that don't have any solutions. You have to check those.
Teachers, there may be a few students that are